Done and dusted for Arsenal. Invincibles in the group stage of the Champions League. Well, respect to Kairat, to be honest. Bottom of the Champions League group stages. Arsenal couldn't finish their dinner tonight, but we still won. And, these games when you change the entire starting 11, which Arteta's not done many times in his career, obviously throws up some totally new connections for some of the players. So I'm just thankful that we were able to rest some players ahead of Leeds away at the weekend, and then Chelsea in the Carabao Cup semi-final second leg on Tuesday. I'm happy. I saw Norgard talking in the pre-match press conference alongside Arteta. I really like the way he talks. He's such a level-headed guy, and I've seen a couple of videos of him before in training and when they're traveling, and he's a lovely guy, and I'm just glad he got a start tonight in the middle of the park. And I thought I was impressed with him in pre-season, and I thought he's just a tidy player. I know we're playing Kairat, but it's just tidy player. And maybe I was worried after the Man United game because Zubimendi's played so many minutes, and then you can see that Arteta is reluctant to use Norgard. So you think, well, how many minutes? When is Zubimendi going to get a rest? From that performance from Norgard, and a couple of times I've seen him in centre back, and as I said in pre-season, I thought he was actually one of our outstanding players in pre-season. I would happily see Norgard play in the middle of the park if Zubimendi needs a rest. I wouldn't play, for all the important matches coming up, I would obviously choose Zubimendi, but I'm happy with him as a backup there. I think he's tidy and everything like that. Great to see Havertz back. He looked very slick, and I thought the team looked better when he was on the pitch. And he hasn't always played so well in that attacking midfield position. But I thought his link up with Gyökeres was good. Is that the sign of things to come? A very attacking starting 11. Eze, Havertz, Gyökeres. So, we've got one midfielder in Norgard who is more defensively minded compared to Zubimendi, Rice, Ødegaard, our starting midfield against Manchester United. And, of course, that is basically 1.5 defensive-minded players there. I really like seeing us front-footed. I think Eze brings a certain slickness as well to the team. You just feel like he wants to be flicking. His instinct is to flick the ball, and his instinct is to play quick ball passes. And he reminds me of a Wenger type signing. Like I think it's exciting when a player does a flick and it comes off nicely into the path of Martinelli to run in behind or whatever. And so that sort of play, it kind of is the antithesis of what Arteta does. But I like to see that, and I think it gives the crowd some energy and it gets everyone excited. So, and I noticed that every time Eze's played, actually, the combinations are much more fluid. And to be fair to Lewis Skelly as well, I think he contributes as well to that quick play. But so I was happy to see that. Gyökeres, great first half, I thought. That his opening finish, that keeper gets a hand to it, but he's just a bully, isn't he? He's just quick. And he's hard to stop once he gets going. It's just when he gets that second touch, and he's able to go, he's really good. His first touch when he's gone his back to the goal, and he knows he's going to shoot on his second touch, he's good in those two touch moments. But when he has to, you saw a couple of times he can give the ball away in that sort of grey area between the final third and the goal. He sort of stumbles on it and he loses the ball. But I like that sort of goal, just running and smashing it in. And I like what he on the alternative to Jesus is he's up there. He's always up there. He's always a focal point. And I would have liked to have seen him start against Manchester United. But never mind. Calafiori, that was a surprise to see him back. But anyway, we move on. Invincibles in this Champions League group stages are fantastic. It is fantastic. Just a reminder of those wins. Remember, starting at the beginning, lovely win against Athletic Bilbao away, 2-0. Then we beat Olympiacos 2-0 at home. Then we beat Atletico Madrid at home, 4-0. Slavia Prague away, 3-0. And our first goal conceded came against Bayern Munich at home after that. 3-1, we beat them 3-1. Club Brugge, we remember we went away and beat them 3-0 with the Madueke goals. Inter Milan away last week, 3-1, we beat them. And Kairat getting the most goals against Arsenal in the Champions League group stages with 2. We beat them today. So that's a 100% record in the Champions League. I think we now get one of Juventus, Borussia Dortmund. Well, the teams that finished 9th to 16th have now got to do a playoff are Real Madrid, Inter, PSG, Newcastle, Juventus, Atletico Madrid, Atalanta, Bayer Leverkusen. Those teams have all got to... Oh, I just need to check. Did Mourinho's Benfica beat Real Madrid? They were leading. Yes, they did. Benfica beat Real Madrid 4-2. So where does that put Benfica? Are they going out? I think they are. Or are they not? Anyway, so we got to play one of Atletico Madrid, Atlanta, Bayer Leverkusen, or Juventus. So that's exciting. I think they're all very... Atletico Madrid, I mean, you know what they're like, pedigree in European games. It's kind of slightly worrying. But we'll see how that goes. We'll see that. When is the draw as well? We'll have to check that. But sorry, I'm all over the place, and the starting 11 is wrong. But look, I was just happy to see players get rested ahead of a big week next week and a big game at the weekend. We need to get ourselves back on the front foot in this Premier League and put down a marker. And to beat Leeds away, he's been putting down a marker, particularly in the form we're on. We're just not amazing in front of goal. And I think Arteta's comments in the press conference, let's relax, let's enjoy this next 4 months, exactly what they need to hear. But let's chill out and let's hope for a good win against Leeds away. I'll be back this week with some pre-match videos, starting 11 predictions, etc. Happy we got through this with no injuries tonight. This is just, par for the course, 100% record of the Champions League. I'm delighted. So if you want to join me for some watch-alongs coming up, we've got, Leeds and then Chelsea. Big game against Chelsea. I can't wait, actually, for that. Do subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you in the next